Greetings from my side. Today's topic is very important one for all of you. In fact, the topics which I have been taking, all these topics are of huge importance. This topic is very important because this is utmost required, whether it is your personal life or your professional life. Everywhere you need to introduce yourself. Sometimes you introduce yourself formally, and sometimes you introduce yourself informally. At the same time, in corporate world, you need to introduce others too. So it's not only about introducing yourself, but also about introducing others too. This session will give you an insight on how to introduce yourself and how to introduce others. All right, so get ready. Introducing each other. What's your name? How old are you? What do you do? These are the three basic questions which are to be included in the introduction. Friends, introduction has got various layers. Introduction changes as per situation. When you face the job interview, that time your introduction is different. When you introduce yourself to a stranger, your introduction is different. When you introduce yourself in some other situation, it's altogether different. So introduction has got various layers, various ways. When it comes to job interview, and there you have to introduce yourself, you have to be utterly formal at that moment. But when you are introducing yourself to a stranger, that time you become informal in your approach. So introduction has got different layers, different ways, different techniques to follow. But these three things are to be included. In fact, these three things are needed when it comes to giving introduction in general. What's your name? How old are you? And what do you do? How do you introduce yourself to a new person? Let's look at this example. Introducing yourself. Good morning. She also says good morning in return. I'm Rahul's teacher. I'm Neha. How do you do? I'm Rahul's mother. I'm Nita Saxena. How do you do? Friends, here you have to understand one thing. There is difference between how do you do and how are you. Many people don't know the difference between the two, when to say how do you do and when to say how are you. When you are meeting somebody for the first time, that time you say how do you do. But if you are meeting somebody second time or probably third time, not the first time, that time you use how are you, right? So how do you do is used when you are meeting somebody for the first time. So okay, so here how do you do is used. That means this meeting is the first meeting of both the ladies. You may want to get new friends, so you have to introduce yourself. Let's look at this example. Hi, my name is Amit. My friends call me Ami. I'm 12 years old. My hobby is skateboarding. I want to be your friend. When it comes to introducing yourself in a very informal way, you have to follow these things. First, greet that person by saying hi, hello, or good morning, etc. Second, tell your name. Third, you add some information about yourself, probably your age, your hobby, your address, etc. Last, say how do you do, or how are you? Pleased to meet you, nice to meet you. Say like this. Can you introduce someone to someone else? Dad, I would like you to meet Miss Yuvika. She is my teacher. I'm Gaurav. How do you do, Mrs. Yuvika? Pleased to meet you. How do you do, Mr. Gaurav? Pleased to meet you too. So that's how conversation goes on. Now, can you introduce yourself? Self introduction. Dear students, always remember when you have to introduce yourself very formally, when you are giving formal introduction, your first sentence should be thank you for the opportunity. Suppose I ask you to introduce yourself, then your first sentence should be thank you very much, sir, for this opportunity. And then you wish me or you wish the people to whom you are giving your introduction. Okay. After that, after that, you tell your name. And if they know your name, no need to tell it. Right? If they know your name, no need to tell it. Because if you are telling your name, it's wasting time. Formally means you have to be very concise. If you are taking a lot of time on introduction, then interviewer is having other questions also, and until and unless he asks you some more questions, he can't really come to know what kind of talent you are, right? So tell your name with caution, and never ever introduce yourself like myself so and so. That's grammatically wrong. Never ever say myself Jaspreet Kaur. No, that's wrong. Say I am Jaspreet Kaur, right? Or my name is Jaspreet Kaur. This is Jaspreet Kaur is also wrong, because this is used for indication. When you're talking about yourself, you cannot indicate the things to yourself, right? So either you say I am or my name is. Then you tell your occupation, your profession, whatever profession you are following. And if you are a student, you can simply tell that I am a student. Or if you have passed say MC or BC or BCom or whatever, then you can tell that. So you have to tell your current status. Okay. And then you relate to your skills or hobbies. Mind it, when you are giving your formal introduction, you should not refer to your personal hobbies, you should refer to your formal hobbies. If i'm if i'm doing BCom, then my hobbies should be matching the kind of education I am taking. If I say reading is my hobby, that's a professional hobby, that's a formal hobby. If I say I love cooking, cooking is my hobby, cooking has got no connection with some managerial position. So when you are referring to your hobbies or skills, mind it, those hobbies must be professional. Okay. After that, you can talk about your family if needed. It is not necessary. If it is needed, if it is demanded by the other side, then you can talk about your family. All right. Otherwise, don't talk about your family. Then you can talk about your goals. One or two lines you can say about your goals, what you want to do in life, what is your long term goal, what is your, if you're applying for the job, then you can say presently my goal is to be connected with you and work for your company and do well, something of that sort you can say. And you can say later on, maybe after 5 or 10 years, I want to see myself on some big position, something of that sort you can say there. And then at the end, last sentence should be thank you very much. Starting with thank you, ending with thank you. Self introduction informal. This is a model which I am giving you, model of self introduction in the informal way. When you are introducing yourself informally, then you can talk about your family. When you talk about your family, first of all, you will talk about yourself, what are you and who are you, then about your father, then about your mother, then about your, you know, sisters and brothers. You can talk about family, and then you can switch on to your occupation. You can talk about your current status. If you are, doing some course, you can say that I am doing such and such course from such and such university. Then recreationals means hobbies. Then you talk about your hobbies, and after that you relate to your dreams. You talk about your goals, your objectives of life. So this is how you can,